All right, welcome to the plan stage 14.1 kickoff. We've got the whole team here, certified product planning and project management. We are going to take you through just high level what we're kicking off in this release. And I'm going to start out just by talking about a shared venture that we have as a team. And Gabe or Mark can jump in as needed as I talk through these. So one of the really cool things that we're doing for the next 4 to 6 months is we're combining our teams together to solve planning objects, which is essentially currently within GitLab, we have issue types, and we are making issue types more extensible. We're making them so that they scale and that they can work to support epics and other higher level objects in portfolio planning. So as a team, we defined about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we each as PMs defined our goals and aligned between our 3 different groups. And then over the last couple of weeks, we've been just getting into the nitty gritty, proposing what our first MVC will be and figuring out exactly what we need for the next 4 to 6 months in terms of resourcing and also what we're going to build. So the main MVC that we are going to start with will be a project level feature object, which will behave similarly to group level objects, but we're essentially going to be proving the model of an epic at project level and how it relates to issues or other objects below it. Once we solve that, we can, as well as once groups and projects come together as one, customers and their epics onto this new planning object. We're going to go through a few MVCs where we look at multi-level epics, which are features, as well as starting to render these on different views. So like rendering the new feature object onto roadmaps, rendering it in list views, board views, and all of that. And then this part we haven't really, we haven't done due diligence on, but we need to do a migration of our current epics onto this new feature, what we're calling a feature. So a lot of planning has happened on that. The other, what we've done is started to break the work into themes, which right now is in a spreadsheet, but we're going to transfer all these onto epics in GitLab. We have our first MVC theme, which is basic CRUD features. We have the theme of getting the hierarchy of planning objects into this new feature, moving comments over and all of the current epic fields, and then eventually allowing the customer and the user to customize their object hierarchy, which is further down the road, but we're putting all of our focus right now on getting MVC1 weighted. So all of these are going to be transferred into GitLab, and the team is going to go through and weight all of the work for MVC1 so that in 14.2 we'll be able to kick off and do the actual work. So high level, that's where we're at in terms of this shared planning object initiative. Gabe, do you want to pick up? Your microphone actually seems to be muted.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I think something switched at the beginning and it switched to my USB hub instead of my microphone. Anyways, moving on. Let me share my screen real quick and I'll talk through just a few of the things in plan. As Kristen mentioned, we are focused solely on this effort. And in fact, my team has kind of been working on laying some groundwork for this to start off anyways. And one of the things that we'll be working on is adding support for issue types. And so like this is where we talked about the feature. That's actually going to be powered by like what we've been working on already. Same as Mark and Certify have been moving and migrating requirements into a type of issue as well. We're kind of formalizing this where issue types will have icons, and we're still sorting out the details around. We might hold off on one of the default feature issue types that we were going to launch with called the feature and use that for this work that we're doing to consolidate planning objects. But we are already kind of have some MRs against this that we had scheduled a couple for the last few releases. So we're going to finish that up in support of the kind of ongoing effort that we have across the stage. And then planning work with iterations. We got really close to being finished with iteration cadences in 14.0, and so that's going to carry over. We're basically going to get the last few merge requests that already open in, and then default to feature flag to on, so that will be launched. And then we're going to continue working and chipping away, improving the availability SLA. So this is our error budgets work. It's a lot, so we're kind of just trying to chunk up a little bit and tackle it each release. And then there's ongoing work around improving performance of MR issue discussions controller and reducing memory consumption for issues in merge requests. This is part of the ongoing Q2 OKRs. So it's still a little bit unclear how much progress we're going to be able to make here, as it's a fairly complex issue. And there's also ongoing rapid actions and database work that has kind of bumped this down. And so for the capacity we have allocated towards performance refinement, I'm hopeful that we can make progress here. But we're trying to get as much of this stuff cleaned up as possible so we can focus solely on moving the planning objects shared initiative forward. So that's what I got.
Nice. Okay, I'll go next quickly just to go through mine. So similarly, as we mentioned, we are all focused on the planning object work. So that is the majority of what the team will be working on. They also will be helping to wait for 14.2, which will be a big effort to get all of that work weighted. We do have some carryover from 14.0. A few bugs that have been frustrating for me as well. This is one that is a bug with adding new sub epics when you're at the group level, but a lot of our time also is going to be on fixing some performance related bugs and trying to contribute to our uptime values as well as app decks, figuring that out. The backend team has a lot of ongoing work there. So not too many with the focus on planning objects.
Excellent, thank you. So yeah, for the certified team, let me share here real quick. And it looks like I have to make an edit here after this, but at any rate, yeah, for the certified team, we're really excited to build out requirements management, and we're really excited to bring requirements into an issue type. I know Gabe mentioned briefly about how we're trying to consolidate on a single primitive issue type so that we can build out features in a collaborative and efficient way. The first one to go that direction right now is the requirements. So we're kind of leading the charge here, and hopefully we'll learn a lot from that as the team goes through this migration. So this initiative is going to bring the benefits of issues to requirements. It will allow a lot of opportunity for linking and relating different requirements together with other objects that are also issue types. So that's very exciting work. We also have one carryover from previous release. So this actually is a requirements last state reporting consistency that we've noted. It seems to only occur when using the GraphQL endpoints, but we're trying to make sure that at any rate, this has been, it missed 13.10 and 14.0 all the way through 14.0. So this is going to be prioritized. We're going to make sure we take care of this in this release. So that is the main focus of the certified team.
All right, that wraps up the 14.1 kickoff for plan. Thank you, everyone. It's going to be a good release.
Bye.